Hi everybody, welcome to yoga. I'm so excited we get to practice virtually together. I am taping on my phone, so I apologize if the lighting isn't perfect or if my sound isn't as loud as it needs to be, but we're gonna make do with what we have, and that's what yoga is all about, is just accepting where you are and going with what you have, right? So what I would encourage you to do is just get into some comfy clothes. You don't need to have anything that's yoga specific. I have on a shirt and jeans because that just happened to be what I was wearing today. But you can wear whatever makes you happy for your yoga practice. I have a mat, but you do not need a mat to do yoga. You can do yoga anywhere. You can do it on the floor, on your bed, on a chair, whatever is comfortable for you. So just find a comfortable seated position. I like to start in crisscross applesauce, but if that's not comfortable for you, you can sit like this. I call this mer person. Or you can sit on your knees like this. Whatever makes your body and your mind happy. Before we get started, I want to tell you a little bit about what yoga is. If you are new to yoga, it's really good to know where it comes from because it makes your practice so much more special. I know a lot of you have probably seen yoga on TV. Maybe you have family members who go to yoga classes. Maybe you've taken yoga yourself before. But what's really important to remember is where yoga comes from, and that's an ancient practice that started in India, so all the way across the globe. And the monks in India used yoga to help calm their bodies so that their minds were in a space where they could sit for long periods at a time in silence. That's where yoga came from, and even though now we use yoga a lot more for our physical health and as hobbies, it's always good to remember that that's where it started out. So for our yoga practice today, we're going to do some floor yoga, and then maybe later on in the semester we can try some standing poses. I would also really love to practice some guided imagery with you, and I'll explain to you what that is in a moment. But for now, let's go ahead and get into the yoga mindset. So I like to kind of shake my head a little bit, clear my mind of anything that's bothering me today that might distract me from my practice. I'll rub my knees a little bit with my hands just to remind me where I am in this space. So I am on my yoga mat, in my bedroom, in my house, and this is what's important to me right now, is my yoga practice. I don't need to worry about anything else, so I'm going to let all of those thoughts just say see you later, and I'll get to them after I'm done with my yoga. So when we're seated in our crisscross applesauce, you can have your hands on your knees. You can have your hands open like this if you'd like to. You can have them in your lap, whatever works for you. And think about your bottom on the ground, your spine nice and long, and then think of the top of your head right here. This is called the crown of your head. You want to think of that reaching a little bit taller towards the sky. We want to make sure our shoulders are pressed down, our chest is nice and open, and let's just take a few head rolls. So let's go to one side, take a nice deep breath in, and then let's roll our head so that our chin is to our chest as we sigh out. Let's go to the other side, breathe in, and roll our head down to our chest. Let's use some guided imagery here. Our head is like a boat, and our breath is like the waves. We don't need to rush ourselves. Just let our breath take our head from one side to the other. Go at your own pace, whatever feels good in your body right now. Take one more breath on each side. And let's slowly bring our head back up to center. And let's reach our hands out nice and tall. Wiggle your fingers a little bit. And roll your wrists. If you've been writing or typing a lot on the keyboard, our hands and our wrists have been doing a lot of work. Let's go the other way. It's always good to give them a little bit of a stretch and to thank them for all of their hard work that they've been doing. All right, now find some stillness and bring your arms out to a T. And when you bring your arms out to a T, I want you to think of really strong arms, okay? So make sure your shoulders are pressed down and your arms are reaching one side to the other as long as they possibly can. Take a deep breath in here. And then place one hand on the ground and bring your other hand over your head. You want to imagine you're in a box and you're reaching for that corner. So you have a nice straight side body here, all the way up to your pinky. And just stretch and take a deep breath. Imagine your breath going right into that side of your body that you're stretching. Take one more deep breath. As you breathe out, come back out to that T. We're going to go to the other side. So plant your other hand on the ground. Feel all 5 fingers on the mat or on the ground. And then you're going to bring your other hand overhead to that other corner of your box. So you're not going all the way over, right? You're just stretching as far as you can to that corner. Again, having a nice, strong side body, breathing into that side that's stretching. Take a deep breath. And come back out to your T. Let's go for a little bear walk is what I like to call it. So shake out your shoulders for a minute. Shake them out. Shake out your head. If you have any distracting thoughts, tell them that you'll see them later. And you're going to take your hands and you want to think of being like a bear, okay? You're going to bring your hands in front of you and then we're going to slowly bear walk. And as we bear walk, we want to make sure our bottom stays on the ground. Walk out as far as you possibly can. Make sure your fingers are nice and spread on the ground and take a deep breath. And notice how your breath feels different when you're doing your bear walk. Because your belly is a little bit squished. And so it's going to feel different to breathe this way, and that's okay. Let's take another deep breath in. And as we breathe out, let's take our bear walk to one side. And plant our hands down. So my hands look like this here. And feel a nice stretch on this side of your body. Take a deep breath. And as you breathe out, walk over to the other side. Going slowly. Taking a deep breath into that side of your body. And bear walk back to center. Now, we're going to try something that's a little bit of a challenge, but we're going to see if we can feel every single vertebrae in our spine. So our spine is like a little curved collection of bones in our back, and it helps make sure that our body stays straight, and it helps keep all of our organs in line, right? Because our ribs are attached to the spine. And so all of these little bones are called vertebrae. And when you roll your body up, the vertebrae move. That's how your back can move, is the vertebrae move like this when they're nice and healthy. So it's good to keep a healthy spine, and we're going to see if we can notice the bones in our spine moving as we walk back up, okay? So we are in this bear pose. We're going to bear walk slowly, and as we roll our back up, let's see if we can notice all of the different bones in our spine moving until we get to the very last one at the tip of our skull. You want to try that one more time? So let's go down into our bear walk pose. And we're going to roll our body up slowly. See if you can go one bone at a time, one vertebrae at a time. Very good. That's something new that's kind of fun to try, isn't it? It's really neat to get in touch with the bones and the organs and our breath in our body, just really being in touch with what we're feeling. Let's go ahead and stretch our legs out. Let's give them a little shake because we've been sitting in crisscross applesauce for a while. Very good. And let's go ahead and get ready for a little bit of a guided meditation. So if this is not comfortable to sit like this anymore, feel free to try one of the other poses. So we have what I call mer person, or if you want to sit on your knees like this. I'm going to sit on my knees like this and give my legs a little bit of a break. So I'm going to sit up nice and tall. I'm going to remind myself where my body is in space. So my body is on my yoga mat, which is in my bedroom, which is in my house. I am safe. I am comfortable. And this is my time to practice yoga. If you are comfortable, you can close your eyes. I like to put one hand on my chest and one hand on my body so I can be really in tune with how my body is feeling when I do this guided imagery. We are going to imagine there is an energy ball, like a ball of energy. If you've ever seen The Last Airbender or a show like that, when you have just that swirling ball of water, that's what I want you to imagine, just a swirling ball of energy. Now I want you to think of your favorite color and make that ball of energy your favorite color. My favorite color is purple, so my ball of energy is purple. Right now, we're going to imagine the ball of energy is in our belly. Take a breath in and feel your belly expand and then get smaller as you breathe out. Do that again, and as you do that, imagine the ball of energy in your belly getting bigger and then smaller. Now that ball of energy is going to swirl up to your chest. And press your hand into your chest and really feel that ball of energy. Take a deep breath in and out. Imagining the ball getting bigger and smaller. Now our energy is going to come to the top of our head, right on the crown of our head. And I want you to imagine that colorful ball of energy swirling, and it's sitting right above your head. And you can feel a little bit of a breeze from your ball of energy. Maybe it makes your head feel kind of tingly. And just focus on that space at the top of your head where your ball of energy is swirling around. Take a deep breath in. Your ball of energy gets bigger. And a deep breath out. Gets a little bit smaller. And then it floats away for another yoga practice. I hope you enjoyed this practice with me, and I will upload another video soon. Thank you so much for practicing yoga with me today. Take care. Bye.